After posting my second video on this channel, one of my viewers asked me to do a review on Emilia Perez. I laughed at the idea. I would rather drink bleach than watch the whole thing. From the clips I saw, it looked like one of the worst movies ever made. But then a genius thought came to my mind. Let's farm engagement. So I said, sure, 100 likes and I'll do it, knowing this would never happen since I had less than 20 subs at the time, and that goal will never be met, right? Wait. So today, I will be fulfilling my promise by reviewing the songs in the critically acclaimed musical Emilia Perez. But if you think I will just blindly say everything is bad, you're wrong, because I am going to be as objective as possible, and you might be surprised at what I'm going to think at the end. Who knows? Maybe I will even say this movie gets a pass, and you were all just mean for no reason. I will use 3 categories to make my verdict, and will give a pass or fail for each one, depending on how well the songs do for that category. Let's start by explaining the plot of the movie. The movie tells the story of Rita, an attorney at law in the service of the Mexican mafia. The opening scene depicts her helping a mafioso get away with the murder of his wife. Very early into the movie, she sings 3 different songs to tell us she isn't very happy with the situation she's in. She gets kidnapped by the leader of the mafia, Maritas del Monte, and he asks for her services in helping him find a surgeon in order to become a woman. Just some standard mafia boss stuff, someone to become rich, someone to rule the world, and someone to become women. I ain't judging, no judgment whatsoever. Are you judging right now? Shame on you. Anyways, she flies to Thailand to check out a surgeon, and then we get the iconic
man to woman,
from penis to vagina.
She then moves on to Israel and finds a doctor who is willing to do the operation and turns the mafia boss to Señora Emilia Perez. Meanwhile, his family is moved to Switzerland for safekeeping as they think he was murdered by a rival mafia. 4 years later, Rita and Emilia meet, and Emilia asks for her children to be moved back to Mexico because she misses them. Aww. She then starts raising the kids in her house as their aunt. Her character arc then becomes wanting to help Mexico heal from all the crime by starting an NGO that helps find missing people. Stay with me, we're almost done. Her ex-wife then wants to get remarried to a guy, and Emilia doesn't want her to take away the kids. She does it anyway, and then Emilia blocks her bank account or something, and she gets kidnapped. There's a standoff, and they all die. Damn, that's a lot for one movie. Something that really bothers me about the plot is that the movie tries really hard to paint Maritas, aka Emilia Perez, as a good person with good intentions. Well, I'm sorry, if you're a mafia boss making a living out of drugs, torture, kidnapping, and killing, who happens to be transgender, you're still a bad guy? Or a bad girl? Am I crazy for thinking that way? Like, yeah, go ahead, do the change, but you're still a bad person. Also, later in the film, Rita asks Emilia whether she's sorry for all the things that Maritas did, and she literally says, "I don't know who that is." Excuse me, mister, you can't run away from your past. And now finally, we can talk about the songs. The first category is moving the plot forward, meaning the characters don't do a small song break in the middle of a movie. Rather, they just sing while things happen in a way that pushes the storyline. It doesn't really matter what they do as long as the song is expository, but it is essential that, like I said before, it's not just a dance break. A song is a way to move fast. Something that could have taken 30 minutes of screen time can only take 3 minutes if it's sung by the characters. In the case of Emilia Perez, this is almost never the case. There are so many songs in this movie that it feels like you're just jumping from one song to another with no time to digest what just happened. On its own, that wouldn't be an issue, but during the songs, the characters are just talking. It's hard to call these songs, it's just people speaking with melody. If the characters would do something while singing, like training, fighting, anything other than just talk about their emotions, I would probably let this one slide, but it just doesn't happen. Let me give you an example. In the scene where Emilia meets the Israeli doctor, he initially refuses, but then they start singing about it instead.
You know, I only fix the body, skin, bones, but I will never fix the soul.
This feels so sudden, like you were talking about this for a minute, then switched from talking to singing about the same thing. This song doesn't progress the story at all. It may convey the emotions of the characters better, but I was always more of a show don't tell kind of person. If the characters feel something, they should act a certain way and not talk or sing about it. If someone told me that the I Am Mad song is for a character to tell us that it is mad, I would just think it's pretty stupid and once again, unnecessary. They literally took a 3-minute dialogue and turned that into a 3-minute song. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a nerd for song-saving times. I just think that turning a conversation into a song is somewhat ridiculous. Why not just ask the doctor about the procedure? Why do you need to start singing? This could have easily just stayed a normal conversation. Like, I genuinely do not understand the thought process that chose this direction. In this category, I must give Emilia Perez a fail. Even though there is sometimes a tiny bit of exposition in songs like the Oscar-winning El Mas saying that everyone is corrupt, it's just not enough to justify the decision to turn this movie into a musical. Category number 2, emotional synchronization. In order to hit us as hard as possible, the characters need to be in a specific emotional state to deliver the song. If the song is cheerful, I want the characters to be happy. If the song is extremely sad, I want the character to be in tears. There needs to be a 100% match between what is being sung and what the character is going through. It might sound obvious, but trust me, it's not. For example, Let It Go is so unbelievably joyous, it's practically a Christmas song, but it comes at a time where Elsa ran away from home, left her family, and passed behind. There's no way she's that happy. How can you say the past is in the past 10 minutes after deciding to never see your sister again? The songs in Emilia Perez aren't particularly diverse. The atmosphere is dark and gritty throughout the whole runtime, and so are the songs. The first song in the movie, El Alegato, aka The Allegation, speaks about how in corrupted Mexico, anyone could get away with anything if they bribe enough people. It's a great way to kick off the movie as it sets the tone for both scenery, Mexico, and the characters who are willing to do unspeakable things and keep the justice system quiet by paying up. Zoe Saldana is a great actress. Is it an Academy Award-winning worthy performance? Who am I to judge, but especially around the other cast members, her acting is on another level. I really love those small mannerisms of anger. I feel like it's one of the emotions that's harder to convey without looking stupid, unless you're a really talented actor, and she nails it perfectly. That conflicting situation having to represent bad people in order to make ends meet. But here I am going to push back a little. We don't get any explanation for her motivation for success, and it's incredibly important in order for us to root for her. With over 2 hours of runtime, we never get to see her backstory, and the only alone time she gets, she complains about her ass being too big and about being black. Okay, that's not enough to keep me going. And by the way, aren't many people in Mexico black or half black? Never mind. If she had a sick daughter to care for, and the money she earned by working for the mafia was the only way to pay for her expensive treatment, I would be on her side immediately. But it feels like her motivation is purely self-pity. You're working for the mafia. It's hard to root for you, sister. The songs are sad, the characters are sad. It's a crappy situation for everybody, and there's a lot to go around. All that being said, the songs do pass the vibe check, and therefore I have to give Emilia Perez a pass for that category. Hold on. Is this movie actually going to pass? What am I going to tell my kids? That I've gone fully woke? Category 3 is the most obvious. The songs should sound amazing, and the visuals should follow suit. If none of the songs stick with you after the movie ended, they weren't good enough. If you haven't added any of them to your Spotify playlist, they weren't good enough. If the dance didn't make your eyes happy, not good enough. In the case of Emilia Perez, let's do a little montage.
Aquí estoy. Aquí estoy. Aquí estoy. Aquí. Págale al cartel bombón, ya están sentados en tu pinche trono.
Plasty, control laryngoplasty.
What is that?
Adam's apple reduction.
Yes.
Yeah, this movie had a low budget and it shows. The songs give a very hard High School Musical vibe, and not in a good way. I wouldn't pretend to know anything about dancing, but even for me, the choreo is distracting. The actors dance very awkwardly and there's very little dazzle to go along with it. It can go from extremely cringy at times to straight up trippy. And for me, if a musical number looks like a bunch of grown-ups playing pretend, it crosses the line from artistic to ridiculous. I understand that a movie with limited resources can be challenging, but if there isn't enough money to make every song look amazing, I think I would go with less songs instead of having 15 lower effort ones. A movie should be made as perfect as possible, and I just can't shake the feeling that it could have been 30 minutes shorter and 50% better. I am really trying to be objective here, but I have to be honest. I wasn't impressed with the songs in this musical, which is probably the most important part of a musical. After watching Hamilton, I was obsessed and I couldn't stop listening to the songs. To this day, I listen to the K-pop Demon Hunters playlist on a daily basis, but none of the Emilia Perez songs stuck with me. And for that reason, I must give Emilia Perez a fail for this category, resulting in an overall failure to the movie. I love bizarre movies. Everything Everywhere All at Once is my favorite movie of all time, and I really loved Parasite. But Emilia Perez is weird for all the wrong reasons. A criminal boss with the blood of dozens of people on his hand goes through a sex change and also changes his whole character and only pays for it after trying to kidnap his own children. A musical filled with an ungodly amount of unnecessary musical numbers in which the actors sing half-assed songs and choreo that looks like it was created as part of a high school project. A main character with no clear motives that simply goes with the flow and does whatever she is asked for. I came to this movie with the best of intentions, hoping to be proven wrong, yet I left disappointed. Even Zoe Saldana's excellent performance wasn't enough to save the movie from being over-the-top ridiculous with no clear plot in mind. Also, one less nitpick, the editing is weird. Like, really weird. Look at this shot. What's going on here? Why cut like that? Okay, now I'm done really. Thank you very much for watching the video. I would love to hear what movie you would like for me to review next. I was thinking about Clair Obscur and Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.